Good evening from Washington, D.C., and thank you to those of you joining us from around the world for news from a Catholic perspective. I'm Lauren Ashburn. Shake up at the White House with President Trump looking for a new chief of staff. General John Kelly is leaving on January 2nd, but plans for an orderly succession are not panning out. White House correspondent Mark Irons reports. Good evening, Mark.
Good evening, Lauren. President Trump's top pick for the job, Nick Ayers, announced Sunday he would instead be leaving the White House. Now, that surprised even senior staffers. At least a half dozen people are reportedly under consideration.
Some of the names floated to oversee West Wing staff: Mick Mulvaney, the Office of Management and Budget Director; Congressman Mark Meadows, Republican chair of the House Freedom Caucus; Matt Whitaker, the acting Attorney General; former Deputy Trump campaign manager David Bossie; Treasury Secretary Steve Mnuchin; and U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer. President Trump announced the change over the weekend.
John Kelly will be leaving, but I don't know if I can say retiring, but he's a great guy. John Kelly will be leaving at the end of the year.
General Kelly had been credited with bringing order to the West Wing after he became chief of staff in summer 2017. But he alienated some longtime allies of the president and became increasingly isolated in the West Wing.
I appreciate his service very much.
Immediately, the vice president's right-hand man was named as the likely replacement. But Nick Ayers shut the speculation down with a single tweet. "Thank you at Real Donald Trump, at VP, and my great colleagues for the honor to serve our nation at the White House. I will be departing at the end of the year, but will work with the MAGA team to advance the cause." On his own Twitter feed, President Trump denying reports that Ayers was his surefire pick. "I'm in the process of interviewing some really great people for the position of White House Chief of Staff. Fake news has been saying with certainty it was Nick Ayers, a spectacular person who will always be with our MAGA agenda. I will be making a decision soon."
As you know, Lauren, Budget Director Mick Mulvaney is Catholic. You asked him during an interview how his faith impacts his work. He said he couldn't do his job here at the White House without his Catholic faith. We'll see if Mulvaney's name remains as the president narrows down a short list for Chief of Staff. Lauren.
White House correspondent Mark Irons. Thank you, Mark.